Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we are going to talk about tonight is something that has tremendous potential to go nationwide. Now, we are in a post-Bruen world. We've talked about that a lot. This is massive because this is the second test of Bruen in the state of Colorado. Now, if you guys will recall, I did a video earlier this week. It's linked on the screen right now. And it was all about an assault weapons ban that got temporarily restraining ordered by a sitting U.S. judge. Well, the same group is coming back at the mag ban that's enacted in Colorado. And this, like I said, has implications nationwide. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on this one because this is the world post-Bruen. We're going to see a lot more of this and we need to support it the best that we can. And that's what we do on this channel twice a day. Now, if you are new, we are always looking to earn that subscription. We need as many people in the fold to get in the trenches with us so we can send out information efficiently and quickly. And if you think we earn that subscription, thank you so much for your consideration and love to have you along with the party as we drive forward our Second Amendment rights to the next generation. But let's get it. I cannot wait to share this with you guys. New lawsuit challenges Colorado's high-capacity magazine ban in wake of Supreme Court's expansion of gun rights. The Rocky Mountain gun owners filed a Second Amendment challenge in federal court. Now, this is important. First of all, I want to address something really quickly. The Supreme Court, in the Bruen decision, did not enhance Second Amendment. They did not further Second Amendment rights. What they did was curtail gun control. There's a very fine difference because the Supreme Court did not come out and say, you now have rights you didn't have. What they did was they said, hey, New York, you cannot infringe upon the rights of the citizens. That's what they said. Very important. That's a game you're going to see them play a lot, but we need to say it and call out frequently because they did not expand gun rights. They curtailed gun control. Very, very important. But let's keep going. So, an organization of gun owners mounted a new legal challenge to Colorado's nearly decade-old ban on large-capacity magazines on Thursday. So this happened today as of the filming of this video. Citing a ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court last month that was seen as a major expansion of gun rights. Again, please see curtailing of gun control versus expansion of gun rights. The National Foundation for Gun Rights, the legal arm of the Rocky Mountain gun owners, sued Governor Jared Polis in U.S. District Court in Denver, asking a federal judge to strike down as unconstitutional the state's 2013 ban on magazines that hold more than 15 rounds of ammunition enacted in the wake of the Aurora Theater shooting. All right, so a couple of things here. One, that's the same group that won the TRO that I mentioned for the assault weapons ban in Superior we covered last week, or earlier this week. The other thing here is this is going in federal court again. This is in district court. This is important because you want to be in the federal level. You don't want to be in the state level. There is a lot of reasons, but it's more of a direct path to the Supreme Court. That's incredibly important because their hands are tied. They can no longer go with, well, yeah, there's history and text, but there's also what I think in balancing public safety. That's called a two-step process. Bruen took that second step away and said, no, you have to look at history and the text. And that is massive, and that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more in depth here because the left sees what's happening. All right, so let's keep going. Common use. Get used to hearing that phrase because that is a key phrase that's been affirmed in multiple Supreme Court cases. And we did videos on it with a congressman calling out Jerry Nadler for saying common use. Remember that one? The lawsuit filed by Rocky Mountain gun owners against the state argues that Colorado's prohibition on what the organization calls standard capacity magazines is contrary to the Second Amendment and the rights of law-abiding Coloradans who wish to possess these commonly owned firearm accessories according to the new release. Common use. That is something that is across the board that everyone uses, therefore it's protected by the Second Amendment. That is in a nutshell. You keep on hearing common use, that's the reason why. It's because it's commonly used by American citizens who are legal and law-abiding and have a Second Amendment, therefore protected. Now, the reason this is important, because the gun controllers say, well, all this public safety stuff that we have to make sure that everything is balanced. That's not the case anymore, but that's where this comes from. Let's keep going. Now, pre-Bruen, this actually did see the light of day in a courtroom. Check this out. The Colorado Supreme Court in 2020 unanimously upheld the ban, ruling in a lawsuit brought by Rocky Mountain gun owners, same people, in state court that the prohibition does not violate residents' right to bear arms as guaranteed by the state constitution. That's why we need to get out of the state and we got to go to the federal because the federal is more direct and the Supreme Court has a direct line to that. The state is a little bit more murky. But let's keep going because this is the importance of pre versus post Bruen because this decision is everything. But with the new challenge, this time in federal court, see, even the article sees it, Rocky Mountain gun owners cite last month's New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruen ruling, which found a gun permitting law in New York violated the Second Amendment. It 100% did. The majority interpreted the Second Amendment as protecting people's rights to carry a gun for self-defense outside the home. That is common sense. The right to keep and bear arms. Everyone knows it. That's very easy. That was a game they were playing. They moved there after they lost the Heller decision. That was the entire point. But now, because of Bruen, you've got the common use argument, and now you've got lots of different ways you have to interpret existing law in the Second Amendment, which is why they are in trouble. This is where they actually said it in the article. The language in Justice Clarence Thomas's majority opinion heightened concerns that state gun control laws across the country, from setting age limits on firearm purchases to banning high-capacity magazines, may now be in jeopardy, and that it culminates everything nicely. That's exactly right. Because of the Bruen decision, stacked on top of the Heller decision, which built off of the Miller decision, all of these decisions are going in the right direction, and the left has nowhere else to maneuver. First, they went with, well, yeah, you can have guns in the militia. Well, then the decision came out and said, no, you can have guns in the home too because you have the right to keep them. Well, then the left said, well, then the homes are one thing, but public is different. You can't bear them. Well, now the Bruen decision said, yeah, they can bear them too, boo-boo. So now they're running out of options, and that's why this whole gun control sweater is undone with that one little pulling of the thread. That's why we're fighting every single day. But it's important because even they see it. But what does the future actually hold? This is important because this goes across the entire United States. Washington State, Washington, D.C., New York, Pennsylvania, all these different places. Maryland, they have mag bans. Pennsylvania doesn't, but the other ones do. Quote, the early wins in Superior are a telltale sign of what is to come, not only in Colorado, but around the entire country, said Taylor Rhodes, executive director of Rocky Mountain Gun Owners, in a statement Thursday. That's very well said. Bruen has rewritten the entire landscape, and it's up to people like yourselves and everyone watching with you to get out there and make moves because we have the Constitution on our side. The Second Amendment has been interpreted exactly as it was written, and the gun controllers are running for the hills, and it's because people are giving money and they are funding different groups to do lawsuits. They are starting different lawsuits. There are different organizations executing lawsuits. Everything is happening based off of the Supreme Court. And that is why it's one heck of a time to be alive as an American. Thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points, where we have some more freedom to dish up for breakfast. See you then.